Hey, do you ever feel like life pulls you in so many directions that it leaves you overwhelmed and unsure where to focus? You're not alone. Today, let's talk about simple ideas inspired by Stoicism that can help you live with more clarity and purpose in 2025. In today's fast-paced world, we are always juggling tasks, worrying about new crises, and feeling pressure to keep up. It's exhausting. But Stoic philosophy has solutions. It's not about quick fixes, but about changing the way we think, helping us build resilience, focus, and inner peace. These are practical ideas that you can use immediately to deal with life better. While we cannot control what happens outside, we can control how much of it we allow to affect us. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Too often, we let external chaos disturb our peace. We scroll through social media, letting bad news and arguments consume us. Sometimes, we even replay these moments in our minds long after they've happened. What we forget is that we have a choice. Your mind is like a fortress. If you let everything in, negativity, distractions, unnecessary drama, it will crumble. But if you're careful about what you allow in, your inner peace will stay intact. This doesn't mean shutting yourself off from the world. It means being thoughtful about what deserves your attention. Pause, take a breath, and ask yourself if something is worth focusing on. Most of the time, it isn't. It's not about avoiding reality, but about setting boundaries to protect your mental space in a world full of distractions. Here's your script rewritten in simpler terms. Without self-respect, your energy gets scattered and your focus weakens. Imagine starting your day by focusing on yourself instead of checking your phone. Imagine hearing criticism and choosing not to let it bother you because you know your worth doesn't depend on someone else's opinion. That's what it means to protect your inner peace. One way to regain your inner strength is by creating daily habits that ground you. Start with reflection. Spend 5 quiet minutes each morning, breathe deeply, and remind yourself that you control your thoughts. Practice mindfulness by noticing when you feel overwhelmed. Ask yourself, is this really mine to carry? If not, let it go. If yes, handle it calmly, step by step. Journaling is another great tool. Write your thoughts at the end of the day to process emotions and clear your mind. Without boundaries, the world's noise drowns out your voice. But when you protect your inner peace, you'll feel clarity. You'll learn to see the difference between the chaos outside and the calm you've created within. Once you experience that calm, you won't want to lose it. Don't chase approval, and don't fear judgment. Many of us spend too much time worrying about others' opinions. It starts small, like a friend's comment or the need to post something perfect online. Over time, it grows, shaping our decisions. We compare ourselves to others and feel like we're not enough. This need for approval takes away pieces of us, our authenticity and freedom. Stoicism teaches us that seeking approval is unnecessary and harmful. You can't control what others think. Their opinions depend on their own biases and misunderstandings. Why let something so unstable decide how you live? Think of your life as a ship. If you're always adjusting your direction to please others, you'll drift aimlessly and feel lost. But if you steer toward what truly matters to you, you'll feel grounded. Judgment may still come, but it won't shake you because you'll know where you're headed. The truth is, you can't please everyone. No matter how hard you try, someone will always find something to criticize. That's their issue, not yours. Instead of seeking approval, focus your energy on living by your values. Ask yourself, what really matters to me? What do I believe in? Root your actions in those answers, and you'll feel a freedom that no amount of validation can give. Living without seeking approval doesn't mean you stop caring about others. It means you focus on your principles. Instead of worrying about how others see you, ask yourself, am I proud of how I'm living my life? You'll realize that the only person whose opinion truly matters is your own. To free yourself from worrying about what others think, practice detachment. When you feel stressed about someone's opinion, pause and ask yourself, Does this opinion change who I am? The answer is usually no. Another helpful habit is gratitude. Take a moment to appreciate the people in your life who value you for who you are, not for what you do or achieve. Spend more time with those who support you and let go of relationships that drain you through constant judgment. When you stop seeking approval, you create the space to truly be yourself. In that space, you'll find a stronger sense of confidence and peace. You don't need validation from others to feel worthy. As you move into 2025, let go of the fear of being judged and the need to impress others. Walk your own path and let your actions show who you are. Living in the present is also essential. Many of us spend too much time thinking about the past or worrying about the future. We replay old situations, imagining how they could have gone differently, or we focus on what might happen next. It feels productive, like overthinking will give us control, but it distracts us from what we can actually influence, the present moment. Stoicism reminds us that life only happens now. As Seneca said, the whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment to act, connect, or enjoy life, realize those moments are already here. The present is like a passing breeze. You can't hold on to it, but you can feel it if you stop and notice. Life is full of these small moments, the warmth of the sun, a loved one's laughter, or the simple act of breathing. When you focus too much on the past or future, life can feel overwhelming. But staying in the present makes things clearer and easier to handle. Staying present doesn't mean you stop planning or reflecting. It just means those things don't control you. They are tools you use, not things that weigh you down. To stay in the present, start small. Pause throughout your day and notice your surroundings. When you eat, focus on the taste of your food. When talking to someone, really listen to what they say. If you feel overwhelmed, choose one task to focus on and take it step by step. These simple acts help you move out of your busy thoughts and into the present reality. They might seem small, but have a big impact. By staying grounded, you'll face the challenges of 2025 with more calm and clarity. Challenges are easier to handle when you face them one moment at a time. The past offers lessons and the future holds possibilities, but the present is your reality. Choose to focus on the now. Emotions can be powerful, sometimes lifting you to great heights or pulling you into poor decisions. Anger, fear, envy, or sadness can feel overwhelming, but emotions don't have to control you. They come and go, but how you respond to them shapes their impact. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that we have power over our minds, not external events. The same applies to emotions. They only control us if we let them. Imagine emotions as a wildfire. If left unchecked, they can cause chaos, but if understood and managed, they can provide insight and energy. The goal is not to suppress emotions, but to understand them. For example, anger may indicate an injustice, and fear may warn of danger. However, reacting impulsively doesn't help. When emotions arise, pause and take a breath. This small action creates a moment of clarity. Ask yourself, what is this emotion telling me? Or is my reaction helpful? This shift in focus lets you think and respond thoughtfully rather than act out of impulse. Stoicism also suggests using perspective to ease overwhelming emotions. Remind yourself how small today's worries might seem in the long run. Zooming out helps lessen the intensity and allows for a calmer approach. No one masters this perfectly, but working toward understanding and managing emotions gives you control over your life. Don't let emotions dictate your actions. Instead, treat them as signals, and you'll feel stronger and more balanced. The idea that more possessions bring happiness is misleading. Many people feel unfulfilled despite having plenty. Modern life encourages constant consumption, but true contentment doesn't come from having more. It comes from needing less. Epictetus said that wealth isn't about owning many things, but about wanting few. The more you own, the more you have to care for and protect, which can make you feel trapped. You keep chasing the next purchase, expecting it to make you happy, only to realize that satisfaction doesn't last. Accumulation can become a burden rather than a source of joy. Letting go of unnecessary wants simplifies life and frees you from endless striving. Contentment lies in appreciating what you already have and knowing when enough is enough. Life becomes exhausting when we constantly chase after things, filling our lives with more than we need. This endless cycle of wanting, buying, and feeling unsatisfied only distracts us from what really matters. Think of life as a garden. Overcrowding it with too much prevents individual blooms from shining. Similarly, surrounding yourself with excess makes it hard to focus on what truly brings joy and meaning. Simplicity creates space for clarity, gratitude, and peace. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about aligning what you have with what you value. When tempted to buy something, pause and ask if it adds genuine value to your life. Does it solve a real problem, or is it filling a temporary emotional void? This reflection can also apply to what you already own. Take a look around and notice how much of it you actually use or appreciate. Let go of what doesn't serve you. It clears both physical and mental clutter. Start small, like with a single drawer or a corner of your space. Notice how light you feel as you declutter. Simplifying isn't limited to possessions. It's about releasing commitments, habits, or relationships that no longer add value. Letting go of excess gives room for what matters, whether that's meaningful connections, purposeful work, or personal growth. In doing so, you realize you already have more than enough. Change is inevitable, yet we resist it because it feels uncomfortable. We cling to familiar routines, relationships, or old versions of ourselves, hoping to freeze time. But resisting change doesn't stop it. It just creates frustration. Life is always moving forward, and the more we adapt, the more we grow. Marcus Aurelius said that loss is nothing but change, and that change is a natural delight of life. Nature embraces change, seasons shift, rivers flow, and trees shed their leaves. Resisting this rhythm makes us feel stuck, but accepting it helps us find peace and move with life's natural flow. When facing change, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" Reflect on past changes that led to growth or new opportunities. This reminds you that even difficult moments can bring unexpected benefits. Focus on what you can control now and take small steps forward. Letting go of what no longer exists creates room for something new. Daily tasks often take up so much of our attention that we lose sight of what's truly important. Meetings, deadlines, and errands pile up, making life feel small. But by stepping back and keeping the bigger picture in mind, you can focus on what really matters. Remembering life's shortness helps shift perspective. Marcus Aurelius reflected on mortality as a call to live intentionally, reminding us not to waste time on things that don't align with our values. Think of life like a camera lens. If you're too zoomed in, all you see are the small, messy details. Zooming out reveals the beauty and meaning beyond those distractions. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Write down your core values and let them guide your decisions. When life feels overwhelming, revisit this list to ensure your actions align with what's most meaningful. It's not about ignoring the small things. It's about letting them connect to a larger purpose. A rich and purposeful life doesn't come from avoiding challenges, but from facing them with strength and intention. Simplify, embrace change, and live with the bigger picture in mind. Focus on what truly matters, and your days will feel fuller and more meaningful.